In this lesson, we are going to be making the pivot arm using AutoCAD. So first thing you want to do is analyze this drawing. And we see that we've got three circles that are 3 inches in diameter, and that's what that 3x means. So I'm going to go ahead and make that circle. And so I typically start at my 0, 0. But before I do that, let's just go ahead and make sure that we have the same settings, because these settings are really critical to constructing this drawing. So I always have my polar tracking on, and it's at 90-degree increments, my O snap, and then my object snap. All right, so I'll go ahead and go to my circle diameter, and I'll go ahead and type in 0, 0. And press enter. And then the diameter here is at 3 inches. So type in 3. Remember, we are in inches and not in metric or imperial. We are in imperial, which is the same as inches. Okay, so there's my circle. Now let's just verify that I've actually done the diameter and not accidentally the radius. So let's go ahead and select it. And that's 3 inches in diameter. I'm not going to worry about the tenths and hundredths and all that at this point. So that's correct. All right, so probably the easiest thing to do is just make another one, the larger one around it, which is a 6-inch diameter. So type in 6, that same 0, 0. And then I need to make another circle to the right that's 6.5 inches over. So I'm just going to start at my 0, 0 and make a construction line that's 6.5 inches and push enter, hit escape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this circle, and that there's 3 of them. That's what that 3x stands for. So what I can do then, easiest thing is probably just go ahead and make a circle diameter, snap it at the end at 6.5 inches, and type in the diameter of 3. And I should verify this too. So it also has a larger circle though, with a 2.5-inch radius. So if I use the diameter, that would obviously be 5 inches. And so we want to verify all this right now. So that is 2.5, and that looks good. And let's go ahead and put this on here. Now the way that you would do this, if you see there, it says, let's get the right one here, at 3 inches in diameter. So what I can do if I want to change this at any point is I essentially double click inside of it. So if I double click it, what I need to do is type in 3x space 0, or excuse me, 3x space diameter 3. And so I'm essentially going to just move the tab, the arrow key on my desktop, on my keyboard, and then type in that space. And I'm not going to worry about the tenths and hundredths and all that right now. I'll deal with that later. All right, so this looks good. Only thing I'm going to probably need to do here is draw a line. So because I have the OSNAP settings done, I can go ahead and make a line at this 6.5 on the X and just go straight up, and it should just kiss that top of that circle, and then I'll snap it and then move it over so it intersects. Now that's all in those settings that we set up. And so easiest thing to do is I'm actually going to mirror it, type in mirror, and then the center is going to be at this 0, and I don't want to delete it, so I press no. And I have finished the first exercise of the. For the second lesson, I'm going to make the pivot arm and start adding dimensions to it. So we have the initial pivot arm here. Now you notice that there is, it says 45 degrees here, the same part that's on the right-hand side. So I know that. So I'm going to go ahead and make this, extend this line out, which is actually going to be a center line. And if I go to the properties, if I've been working all along on my own computer, I'm probably going to see the line type there. But if you don't have it, what you do is go up to into the format menu, and we'll select line type, and we'll select load and select the center, and then press OK. then what you do is go ahead and select the line, go to the line type in the properties menu, and that should be the center. Okay, so it looks good so far. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this. So type in rotate. We want to essentially type in everything to the right of that circle. We can delete what we don't need. So everything to the right of the two concentric circles, push enter. The base point is going to be 0, 0. And that's what I started with. Now I'm going to actually, it goes positive. So I'm going to type in, it's 180 plus 45. So it's 225 is what I want to type in here. So go ahead and type in 225 and press enter. Now you want to make sure that you hit that copy though. All right, so if you didn't hit copy there, that wouldn't work. If you need to go back and do that again, go ahead and do that again, but notice that you hit the copy. Now I'm just going to extend this center line out here. And I'm looking at my drawing on my PDF file. So I'm going to try to copy that. And I'm getting rid of some items that I don't need here. But now what I can do is go ahead and dimension this angle, or make the annotation that's 45 degrees. And that looks good. Okay, so far so good here. So then let's go ahead and trim what we don't need. I could have done this earlier, but it's just as easy to do it now. So go ahead and trim this circle here because they're touching. It's going to work fine. And then hit escape. All right, so I want to start dimensioning this properly. So I have to make some of these lines, and if I look at that dimension, I have a dimension line here, but it's actually a center line. So I'm going to type in 0, 0, and then just go up and eyeball this a little over, hit escape, and I'll bring this down, and that way I know it's at my 0, 0, and then I'll make another line, and I could type it in at X at 6.5 and then just go up, but I'm just eyeballing it here. And you notice I'm snapping it, I'm dragging it, I'm not along that green line just to make them visually align. And then I do need these to be center lines. So I'll go here to my properties, and because I've already loaded it, I should just go down and select center. And there's another one I need to do on at that 225 or that 45 degree. So I'll make another line there. And you know what I'm going to do here? I'm actually just going to rotate this and just practice. Select this line, push enter. The base point is again going to be 0, 0, push enter. Now make sure that you hit copy. If you don't, it'll go away. And this is at 225. I could just push enter, and there it is. All right, so it's that rotation, and then you hit the copy. And I can clean this up a little bit, but we'll go ahead and put this dimensions on there, and I am copying the textbook as closely as I can. And we'll need to do one more here. So I'm going to select the center of that circle from the 45 degree and then at 0, 0, and then move that out. All right, so this looks good. And add line weights to the part. So looking at the drawing, I notice that I need to finish this. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get rid of some of the dimensions that I don't need, and then add some dimensions. So I notice that I also need the diameter of the 6-inch. So we'll put that there. And it looks like I have all the other dimensions, so I'm pretty good here. So let's go ahead now and let's go to my dimension style. I'm going to try to match to the tenths. So first hit set current and then hit modify. And then let's go to primary units, and I'll go for the precision to 0.0. That's tenths. And let's say OK. And let's just verify, hit close. It should automatically update. Voila, looks good. I do notice, however, that my font is a little small, and rather than go to the properties and manually do it, what I think I probably should do is do that operation again. So let's see. What's the easiest way to do this? So let's go to the Format, dimension style, hit set current before, go to modify, and I am just really eyeballing this. Let's make this at 0.25 for the text height. That's going to be 1/4 of an inch. All right, hit close. Very good. A couple things I need to do now. Let's make sure that I have the icon selected, which is going to show the line weights. Those are those 3 horizontal bars on the bottom. And then I'll select all the part lines. Don't select the dimension, any dimensions. And we'll pretend I didn't select that one there. All right, so let's go ahead and all the dimension, all the part lines. And then I'll go to my properties. So let's go to modify properties. And then we'll go to the line weight. And I tend to go at 0.50 millimeters. So it seems to work out when I print this as a PDF pretty well. So I'm pretty much done here. I do need to clean up that one dimension. I need to put my name on it and what exercise this is, print it out as a PDF file, and upload the PDF and the DWG file. And I've completed the pivot arm lesson.